Hey everyone, it's Amy Dugan here, and today I want to talk to you about how you can avoid making crazy emotional business decisions and feeling like you're on an emotional roller coaster with how your business is going, and instead lean on the data and focus on regression to the mean. Understand regression to the mean. So first I want to talk to you about what is regression to the mean, because that might sound like some fancy lingo. All that means is you're taking an accurate lump sum of data and the highs and the lows, and you're looking at that average point. You're looking at the average point of it. So what most people do is most people are looking at tiny, tiny fragments and they're saying, oh my God, I'm doing terribly, or oh my God, I'm doing great. And those don't mean anything. Kind of like the stock market, right? It's like, oh my God, it's dropping, it's so low, I'm gonna sell everything. Instead of, why don't you look at what's happening over the 5-year situation, right? Or it's like, oh my God, this hedge fund made so much money. Okay, yeah, maybe in the 6-month spectrum, but if you look at the 5-year spectrum, they actually lost most of the money, right? So it's kind of like looking at accurate sums of data before making any judgments. So how that applies to your business, let's say you have a 20K month and a 5K month, and then you have a 10K month, then you have a 30K month, then you have a 0 month, then you have a 10K month, and then you have a 20K month. And you might be like, woo, 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 with your emotions on that number scale, right? Because what's going to happen is when you're on the low end after you had a high, you're going to think you need to change all these things. And that short little fragment, you're going to be like, oh my God, I need to change this, I need to change that, it's not working. When in reality, you just need to take a step back, look at the numbers, look at an accurate data sample, and then make changes if needed. Most of the time, nothing even needs to change because it's just your emotions driving you crazy. So you just need to let go of the emotions, lean on the data, and understand regression to the mean. So, for example, a good thing to measure it with is with sales calls. So a lot of my clients will come to me and be like, oh my God, I did a sales call yesterday, I didn't close it. I did another sales call, I didn't close it. What's wrong? Should I lower my price? Should I change my sales process? What do I need to do? And I'm like, okay, slow down. How many sales calls have you done this month? They're like, okay, maybe not this month. I'll be like, how many sales calls have you done? Like that you're judging this off of. They're like, well, I've done 5 sales calls. I'm like, okay, 5 sales calls is a tiny data sample. Come back and tell me how many you closed after you've done 30 sales calls. Most of the time, they'll come back and be like, okay, I did 30 sales calls. I'm hitting all the marks. Nothing's actually wrong. So you should be able to close 20% out of 30 sales calls. Don't make any judgments until you've done 30 calls, not changing your process, same price, same offer, same everything. 30 calls with my sales process that I teach in OBA, you should be able to close 20% or more of those calls. So that's what I mean. So treat failure and triumph exactly the same. They're both liars. They're both imposters. I want you to look at regression to the mean. I want you to look at the average between your highs and lows and not let the outliers confuse you and make you all emotional and crazy. Anyways, so that's my spiel on how to avoid emotional business decisions. Stay clear, lean on the data, make pivots with needed based on the data, not based on your emotions. And always use regression to the mean to understand what's really going on. Okay, thanks so much for listening. I hope that helps, and I will see you in the next one.